Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm WoWcrendor and welcome back to more vanilla classic WoW stories. I almost forgot the name of the show. I was like, welcome back to... but either way, we're here in Feralas because I want to have some nostalgia and reminisce about Feralas. So obviously Feralas is one of the zones that changed a bit in Cataclysm. If we turn around, you can clearly see some of the change where it became flooded over here. It used to be connected with Thousand Needles before that became flooded, and that part's different. But for the most part, a lot of the other parts of the zone are the same. I know some Alliance parts over here changed a lot. I think some other stuff as well, but I think the feel of the zone remains the same, and that's what I like the most. I think even the road and stuff like that's the same. I always love Feralas because it's a nice, very lush green environment. And as you've probably heard before, I love green environments. I love the aesthetic of zones that have a lot of green and liveliness and stuff like that. And Feralas is definitely one of those if you look around. I remember coming here, I think on my Orc Hunter, Billy, as you would know him, around... after 10, maybe like 45-ish. I guess that's when you would come here. What level are these? Did they change it? Oh, this is all like scaled or whatever, so it's not the actual level. I think it was around 45. But I'm not completely sure. What I do remember is going over here, and this was kind of a weird quest to do. Hold on, it was over here, right? Yeah, the ogres. You would like go back here, and it was like up in these hills, there's these Gorduni hill guards, and I believe you dug for fossils? Was that in Classic WoW, or was that in Cataclysm? Because I'm pretty sure these were still here in Cataclysm, or before Cataclysm? Before Cataclysm, right? Like, these are old school, I'm pretty sure. Big Fist, I don't think was here. But I'm pretty sure all the other ogres were, right? Because I'm almost positive that I came here in vanilla WoW and like did quests with all these ogres and dug up fossils or something. Or bones. Somebody, please clarify. So I'm not a crazy person. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But I always thought this was a nice little hidden away area. Like you've got like all the zone and right here between Mulgore and Feralas or whatever. Mulgore is this? Yeah, here's Mulgore right across the way. You got this little, like, ogre compound where you just look for stuff. I don't know. I always thought that was really neat. And then I also like how there's just these old structures. They're just, like, all beat up. There's cracks in the stone. And I guess they're night elf structures, since there's a lot of night elves. It's like ogres and night elves in the zone, I'm pretty sure. But I always loved the general aesthetic of Feralas. Also, when I got to Camp Mojachi, I don't know how you actually say it. I have like some weird memories here. This may be one of the weirdest WoW memories I actually have, but I remember getting to Camp Mojachi, however you say it, and I remember my one friend was on TeamSpeak. Okay, my one friend was on TeamSpeak, and he is like, "Oh, dude, guess what I just did? I just finished my math homework, and now I just hit level 41. And I was like, okay, like, that's cool. Do you want to, like, go quest or something? And then I went and made a French toast bagel, and I ate it. And I remember that very vividly. I remember the French toast bagel and just questing in WoW that day. Nothing bad happened. You know, there wasn't, like, some post-traumatic stress moment. Nothing amazing happened. Like, I didn't, like, get some super rare item. But for some reason, I remember this Camp Mojachi, all the totem poles and everything, and then just eating that bagel with my friend who finished his homework. And that made me want to ask everybody, what is a random memory that you have in World of Warcraft whenever you get to some zone? That's one of the reasons, like I said, that I'm looking forward to Classic WoW so much, is I feel like those memories are going to pop back up, right? I'm going to be like leveling through something and I'm going to be like, oh, and it's going to be like an epiphany. where just memories just start flooding back, and I'll be like, oh my god, I remember doing this thing, and this thing was happening, and I was doing this, and I was eating this, and I was smelling this, and it's like all these things are gonna come flooding back. Tell me some of your memories. What are some weird memory, and not just like, like, oh, I was, walking down the road in Feralas and I got ganked. I mean like a weird, like irrelevant thing, like eating a French toast bagel. Another one I had, which was in Burning Crusade, was I was in Terakar Forest. That's the other one. I was in Terakar Forest, and I remember eating Chinese food in Terakar Forest. It was like my sophomore year of high school or something. But I remember when I was bringing the Chinese food back, I like slipped and I was like, whoa, and I almost fell. So I think that's why I remember that memory so much. So that makes a little more sense. This one doesn't make as much sense, which is why it just kind of... And I remember I toasted the bagel. I even remember being like, should I toast the bagel? I was like, you know what, I'm going to toast this bagel. And my dad was like, what are you eating? I'm like, I'm toasting a French toast bagel. I don't know, I remember that. So yeah, any weird random memories, anything. It doesn't have to be Feralas. It can be anywhere in, World of Warcraft or just old WoW memories. In here, oh my god. John High Mesa, Chief Spirit Horn. What's he supposed to do here? Hilltop Threat, 5 Gorduni Hill Guards. What's the other thing? Corrupted Dryads. Let's see if there's any like old quests I haven't done on this character. Borrow Wind Rider. Oh, that just reminds me. There's that Wind Rider quest where you had to like get the eggs over in Thousand Needles. I don't think that's a thing anymore. Oh yeah, it was in the High Perch. Oh my god. Remember that quest? You had to go to High Perch. You had to like find all the little eggs up in the High Perch with the wyvern eggs. I just remembered all that right now. Oh my god. All right. Well, very nice. Let's head back out. Whoop. Okay. Anyway, I love Feralas as a zone. I think it's a really nice zone. I remember in my pointless top 10, I put it at number 10, but I think I might even move it up a little higher because it's such a cool zone. And one of my favorite things is up ahead. I'm pretty sure it's up ahead. Yeah. The bridge up here. I love this bridge. I remember I included it in the Orc vs. Wild Feralas episode with Billy. I had Billy and Bear Thrills in the same thing. Or it was whatever his newer show was. It was like Running Wild with Boar Thrills, or that's what I called it. Yeah, this bridge. Oh my god. I love this bridge. It's just like you cross this stone bridge over the water. You got the waterfall coming down back here. Oh my god. And then there's the the other bridge. Well, it's not really a bridge, it's more like a waterfall. On the side up along here. I'm pretty sure it's up along there. Here's the ruins of Isildan. I remember doing some quests here. I didn't really have a lot of fun doing these quests, so I'm not like nostalgic about it. I remember it, but I didn't really care about this area that much. But up ahead, that's where I cared. I kind of get this area, like all over here, mixed up with Azshara. It feels like a more green Azshara instead of like a purple Azshara. I don't know. Oh, and then there's Dire Maul up there. I'll loop back around and tell a Dire Maul story, actually. Because I do have a Dire Maul story. And we head down here. Oh my god, Shrinking the Giants. Does anyone else remember Shrinking the Giants? Hold on, here's the bridge. This is the bridge I was talking about, too. Here's another bridge, and this one's got the waterfall in the background. Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Yeah, over here, I remember that quest where you had to like shrink the giants to fight them. Did they have that pre-Cataclysm? I'm pretty sure they had that pre-Cataclysm. There's the Shore Striders. You had to shrink these guys, and they're all elite, and then you would fight them and kill them. And there's also Elementals, but I don't know if they added the Elementals in Cataclysm, or they were always there. I remember the giants being here and being elite. Yeah, I don't know. It all blends together because now Cataclysm was so long ago that I'm like, that happened in Cataclysm or that happened in Vanilla WoW? I don't know. But let me loop back to Dire Maul, because Dire Maul is kind of like one of the first instances that's like a level 60-ish instance that you actually do. I think you could start it at like 55 if I'm remembering correctly too, or like the various wings of it. You could start a little before 60. But I think DM tribute runs and stuff like that was actually at 60. So you go in here, and it was such a weird instance too, because it was like you had the 4 different wings of Dire Maul. Dire Maul. Dire Maul, you had DM North, DM West, DM East. Wait, was it only 3 wings? Dude, my brain's fried. What was this? It was maybe it was only 3 wings. Here's Dire Maul. I'm just gonna run in. Might as well, right? I know there's at least 3. DM North, West, and 1 more. Here's DM East. Okay. Warpwood Quarter. That's a thing. The Highborn Court, Capel Gardens, Gordok Commons. That's DM North. Yeah, that's DM North, 'cause that's got the what's it called? And then the East. I guess it's DM East. Yeah, and then that one's got the water thing. Okay. So I remember there's 3 different Dire Mauls. I remember going to Dire Maul and then just like hitting a point. It wasn't a DM tribute run or anything. Maybe it was DM West. No, maybe I don't know. Whatever it was, we got to a point and then we couldn't continue because we didn't have like a key or something. And I don't remember the specifics of it, right? Like I haven't played Classic WoW in forever. I didn't play like private servers or anything. So maybe people that have recently can tell me what this is. But I remember going into Dire Maul, doing a whole bunch of it, and we were stuck in the room and it had a big ramp. And we couldn't progress over that because we didn't have something. We didn't have a key, or I don't know what it was. It probably was a key, because I think a lot of shit back then was locked behind keys. Like, you know, Blackrock Spire had it where you couldn't get into upper if you didn't get the lower key, things like that. Or attunements and whatever. But I remember that. Oh my god. I forgot all about that until I saw Dire Maul again. I also heard they're like doing a better release schedule with Classic WoW. Where they're not going to release like Dire Maul right away, and then they're doing like separate things, like then they'll release Molten Core. So that's pretty neat. I like that. Still, it's always weird because like I always make these videos where I'm like, all right, I'm going to go here and talk about this stuff. Here, I know a few stories I remember, like the bagel one, but then I hit like Dire Maul and I forgot all about that. I forgot all about just not being able to progress past a certain point because we didn't have something. Watch, everybody's gonna be like, Crendor, there is nothing like that. And I'm gonna be like, what? I know for a fact it happened though. I definitely know it happened. So I was like, man, I want to progress past this thing. I remember that. Unless I dreamt it, but I know I didn't dream it. This is another cool thing about Feralas. This big ass like waterfall rock. And it's just, you go to the top of it, and there's this dude fishing. And I'm pretty sure this was for a quest or something. Yeah, you would buy a colossal parachute, reduce your fault. But I think this was like for a quest, like a class quest. And he would be like, jump off the thing. And you would jump off and be like, ah! And then you wouldn't die. You know, you would live or whatever. Or maybe it was just a normal quest you had to do here and it wasn't a class quest at all. But I think it was a class quest. Don't cite me on that. But I was just really, it was like the twin pillars. You got that one, you got the big one over here, and then I don't really have many memories about this area, but it still looks pretty cool, you know. But just Feralas in general, I think it's just a really underrated zone. And I think one of the reasons that is because it was a later in WoW zone. A lot of people have nostalgia for the early zones, especially people who didn't play WoW as much, because they would level, you know, through things like Elwind Forest or, you know, some of the more basic ones like Silver Pine or Hillsbrad or the Barrens. Like everybody would get to like level 20, maybe, you know, 30. And then a lot of people would quit or go do something else and be like, you know, I'm kind of bored or my friends stop. But once you progress to like Feralas, right now it's 35 to 60, but once you got to these later levels where it really became more of a grind and there's just less players to be seen. So you got to these really big foresty jungles and the places like Ungoro, where I really enjoyed doing Ungoro, but again, it's like not many people talk about Ungoro. Silithus, I mean, here's another one, which is Desolus. Now Desolus has this big green area in the middle, but it didn't used to have that. And Rexar, never forget Rexar walking up and down this path, man. Finding him for that Onyxia attunement. Right now, it's easy because you're like, oh, you just fly around, look for him. No, you had to ride around. And back then, you didn't know if he was on like a specific path or anything. Maybe you did if you thought about it, but if you were, just playing the game or whatever, you'd be like, where is he? Like, you'd have to go all around the zone. It would take forever, and you wouldn't have your epic mount because you couldn't get an epic mount yet because you were too poor. So, so many memories, man. Either way, here's some more cool ruins, and that's my Feralas nostalgia video. I probably forgot something, but I think I covered pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. Oh my god. Looking at these harpies down here, I just got a flashback to going to the mall, coming back home, and then playing WoW with my friends and killing these harpies. That's another random memory just flooding back. Oh my god. All right. Well, I think that's it for the random memories. So thanks for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. If you're new here, click subscribe. Follow the channel. If you like old WoW nostalgia or watching old WoW videos, I got a whole bunch of those. Or just seeing my other classic WoW vanilla stories and reliving some nostalgia that way. And then, click the bell or do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. So thanks again, and leave any suggestions or comments for something you want me to talk about on the next episode of Classic Vanilla WoW Stories. I wanted to do one on Ungoro, and I wanted to do one on something else. What was it? Not Hills, Hinterlands. I wanted to do on Hinterlands. Oh my god. That's what it's called. So I'm probably going to do those next. Maybe even a Battleground. I might do a Battleground one. That's what I was going to do. I forgot. Especially now that they revamped the Battlegrounds. Maybe I'll do a Winter Grasp or a Warsong Gulch. I definitely have some Warsong Gulch stories I'd like to share. So that's all I got for now. Thanks again for listening. And I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya. Alright, random edit. You see these Yetis down here? I legit was about to log out and I saw these Yetis and I realized that after eating my bagel, a few days later, I made another French toast bagel while killing these Yetis. I ate another one while killing these Yetis. These look a lot better than the Yetis, how they used to look, but I remember eating another bagel while killing these Yetis. Shit, dude. I just had to edit that in because the nostalgia hit me so hard. So thanks again. See ya.